What's going on, everybody? This is Jose Betancourt, and as always, thank you for viewing my videos. I still have the iPad Pro. I did a review on that a few days ago. Thank you for viewing that. And I'm still editing movies with iMovie, editing music or podcast with GarageBand. Now, with GarageBand, I'm a little disappointed when it comes when it comes to editing a podcast with GarageBand because I can't do more than, I believe, 15 minutes. My my podcasts usually last about an hour, and they're on iTunes. So I edit them on GarageBand, but on my iMac. In an iPad or an iOS device, I can't do more than 15 minutes, I think. So I'm disappointed when it comes to that. But for something like this, a quick video, 10 minutes or so, I can easily do an edit and on GarageBand. So I could, select audio, whether I pick the adapter, the USB adapter, and plug in a USB mic and have my audio coming directly into the iPad, or I import something a la importing right here. And let me give you an example. I think I can drag here. So this particular file is about 48 megabytes. Not exactly huge. I had to compress it. But you'll see it's no more than 8 seconds long. So obviously I have to actually go to the little plus signal right here. I click on automatic. So that will allow this to go past the 8-second mark. So let's see. I'm here at the 8-second mark. Press play. It'll just loop 8 seconds and continue to loop back. But if I hit the plus sign, hit stop over here, and let's say I manually increase the section length, I can do a maximum of 640, which will give me about maybe 15 minutes, maybe. So I'm disappointed in that. I can't do a quick edit and then work on it later on my iMac, which is something I really wanted to do. But GarageBand, it serves a purpose. I do a lot of my intro songs and outro songs for my podcast. So here I have an application I just want to highlight for you guys really quick. It's a movie editing tool. It's called Pinnacle Studio Pro, and this particular version is the professional version, and it's by Corel Incorporated. You can find it for about $9.99 on the Apple App Store, and you also get a bundle for $12.99. I don't know exactly what this particular version. It says Pinnacle Studio Video Editing. I don't know if you just buy the $2.99 version and you get just maybe an iPhone version. I'm not 100% sure. But let's look at the application. So I was working on a video. I'm going to be doing a Halo 5 video review. It's going to be edited on the iPad Pro, so stay tuned for that. Now I still have to work on the audio portion of the video. Now the cool thing about Pinnacle is that you can import files from different iClouds, or not iCloud, but different cloud services. So you have OneCloud, and these two videos are directly uploaded from my Xbox One into OneDrive, and then I can take them straight into Pinnacle right from my iPad Pro. But you do need Wi-Fi. That's the downside. So here I have some audio that I'm going to use during just as a demonstration for this video. Now, this is a website called Bensound, and you can download songs as long as you put them in your description, you give them a shout out. They're not going to file a copyright infringement. Let me see. So you take this, see how with the Apple Pencil, I put it into my storyboard. I put it right here. It begins at the very beginning of my video. And it will play, excuse me, for the completion of the entire video if I chose to do so. And you see it has a little funky beat to it, going along with the suckage that you're viewing here on my video. Let's go full screen. And I did tell you in my video review that these 4 speakers are insanely loud and impressive. So the background music is drowning out the audio from the video itself, which is what I want. But let's say I wanted to adjust the audio. You do a double tap, okay? And I sounded confused there for a second, didn't I? So I can adjust the volume of the music. And let's go back. And let me raise this up so you can. So it's hard to tell that there's actually music going on. So I'll raise that up a little more to 49%. And now you're hearing a mixture of the video audio and the music. So you can adjust both individually, actually. So let me just give you a demonstration of that. So I can speed up the video and also mess with the audio that comes from the video itself. And I'll backtrack there. So we'll go from the very beginning. Now, quickly, you get some options. You get the ability to put in images. You can actually view your media, or if I wanted to buy a song from Triple Scoop Music, you get some categories and you get a choice of 3 different songs. You could buy the bundle. I think it's like $20 or something, where you get all of these songs. You can even preview them. So let's do sports and action. Click on that and hit play. Whoa. Now that's pretty intense. So imagine putting that in the front of my Halo video, or during the duration of the video. You get a nice little dramatic effect there. Here, if I have anything on my iTunes, now it can't be copyrighted, but we have Podtacular, right? Dust Storm and the crew. So I can technically take this audio and plant it right here. And I have 2 audio tracks. With iMovie, it's a little more, you kind of have to have audio in the background and something else in the foreground. So you can actually put 3 different audio tracks here in Pinnacle Studio Pro. And that's way more flexible, as I stated. Now let's say I wanted to put an image, for whatever reason, I wanted to put an image of Darth Maul in my video. So you can do picture in picture. I don't know if that's going to actually come out, but we'll see right now. I have no idea what I just did. So obviously in video you can't do it, but you can do it. Let's say I wanted to do a break around here. let's see what happens there. Absolutely nothing. So I have to learn this software. Now remember, some of my images are stored in the cloud, so maybe it's downloading. So who knows? But that's not why I'm doing a video, is to put images. I really don't do that much. So here you get the transitions. So if I wanted to add another transition, you'll see, oh, actually you do see Darth Vader, and he looks like crap. So, and if I wanted to write my own little custom title, I can do that. Pick a color, pick the type of font. And let's see, you could double click here, I believe. Or you could hold down. Actually, that's the preview. So once again, I screwed up. If I wanted to replace this one, I'll just replace. So you see how it asks me if I want to replace. Yes. And it actually replaces the entire title. I didn't have to type anything. But let's say I want to. I can change it, and I can change the font at the same time. Let's put that right there. Now, all you're doing is piecing audio and video in the storyboard, which is on top, and then of course you have everything underneath where you can do a little more precise work. I'm still working on learning that, by the way. I'm sure it's like GarageBand, but for some reason, of course you can move things around, shorten up the clips. So let's see what type of effect that had there. Let's move that. Let's move. I really need to learn this. I got it last night, so I'm learning it. You're probably learning as much as I'm learning on the fly. So I do apologize for not having a more in-depth review in regards to Pinnacle Studio Pro. But I'm starting to realize there's a little more flexibility than I would with iMovie. So I'm going to do this actual video that you're watching right now. I'm going to edit this video on Pinnacle Studio Pro. And then I'll let you know how everything goes out in a separate video. And also, really quick, you get some themes at the end. You can actually drag this down, put it at the end, and then we could test it out. Where is it? Let's see.
There's another word that
Whoops, we're listening to Dust Storm talk. So let's say I want to get rid of this. There we go. And then you can actually shrink this down so you have a better idea of what you're doing instead of having it drag for miles and miles. So you see, you can pause that. If you want to be a little more precise. Now quickly, the Apple Pencil rocks. I know it's $99, but the Apple Pencil allows me to be really precise when working with the iPad Pro. I know that might sound like a reach to some, but it's slippery, by the way. It's very slippery. But Apple really hit a home run with the Apple Pencil. I just wanted to say that. Alright, so let's say put a text here. Put a text somewhere. Okay, there we go. So you double tap, of course, and you can write what you want. And of course, you can change your font. You can have, as you saw down there, you can change the size. You get a nice little preview. Change the color. And let's preview. So not that I would actually do a Halo review with all of this, but I'm just letting you know there's some flexibility with Pinnacle Studio Pro. So let me know if you yourself have it. And in regards to GarageBand, if you have a solution that I don't know about, please let me know. And by the way, if I hit these gears right here, it allows me to render. This way I get a smoother preview screen. I can actually, the top right hand corner, I can expand the preview so I have full screen capability. And really quick, I'm going to show you what happens when I save a project. So let's go to the very beginning. Actually, I can hit that. And so you're going to, oh, there goes the beautiful Darth Vader right there. Full screen. Less stuttery. Now, let's get out of here. Apologize about that. Let me get rid of that. Let's say I'm ready to save. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's say I'm ready. So I top right hand corner, share movie. It gives me the ability to save. I almost said shave, by the way. To save either YouTube, Facebook, Dropbox, OneDrive again, and I can simply save it physically to the iPad Pro, excuse me. So this video game, in this case Halo 5, is 60 frames per second, but is not in 1080p. So since it's not recorded natively in 1080p, I don't have to render it in 1080p. So I'm going to do 720. This way it saves me some time and saves me some space on my iPad Pro. This is the 128, by the way. Let's see how quickly it renders a 9-minute video. So it's writing. It once took me about 6 minutes to render a 1080p video. So I'd say maybe 4 minutes for 720p. Let's see. As you can see, it's progressing pretty quickly. The iPad Pro, once again, is probably the fastest tablet in the market right now. It's definitely the fastest tablet I've ever owned. I do have a Surface Pro. I have the first generation. That's a full-blown computer. And the iPad Pro, excuse me. As far as certain things, performance-wise, it defeats or it performs, from a technical point, faster than my iPad Pro. It's amazing. I think even the iPad Air 2 performs a little faster than my first generation Surface Book, or not Surface Book, excuse me, Surface Pro. But older technology, that's to be expected. The Surface Pro that I own is actually still pretty darn impressive, and even though it's thick, probably 3 times, or as far as thickness, the size of the iPad Pro, it's still an impressive machine for its size. And I'm trying, of course, to stall while this finishes rendering. And here's the final product. It is saved in my photos. Let's hit play. Whoa. Sorry about that. Actually, let's play this from the beginning. Look at that. High resolution. So there'll be a full-blown Halo 5 review on my YouTube channel. I'm going to start working on that pretty soon. But let me know what you think of Pinnacle Studio Pro if you have it on any of your iOS devices. And if you have any advice in regards to GarageBand for me, extending the time where I can import audio to GarageBand on an iOS device and have it so that it is longer than 12 to 15 minutes. It would really help me a lot if somebody could help me. I don't know if that's even possible, so we'll see. But once again, actually, let me go back to, this is the App Store. And here are just some images. Once again, it's Corel Incorporated, Pinnacle Studio Pro, or not Studio Pro, but it's, Pinnacle Studio Pro, the professional version, I think it's $10.99. But let me know what you think. And please, if you have any advice in regards to GarageBand, I'd love to hear it. And I'll give you a shout out on my next video. So until next time, I'm Jose Betancourt. I'll talk to you soon.